This has got to be an even more stupid debate than the grizzly versus gorilla fights, because at least the size difference isn't as bad as this. Now we all know jaguars are the unstoppable top predators of the Amazon, right? Wrong. The Black Caiman is. So I'm not going to dwell on the pleasantries too much, I'm just going to get straight into it. Jaguars are indeed top predators of their environment with few natural threats, with the largest recorded males weighing around 320 pounds. It's the third largest big cat in the world, and pound for pound has the strongest bite force of them all. Rather than the usual method of crushing the windpipe and suffocating prey, this feline aims for the back of the head, piercing through the skull. And for its menu items including tapir, anteaters, capybara and caiman, it has to be a very unpleasant way to go. But let's broaden on the caiman victims. I think the most popular aspect of the jaguar is its ability to kill caiman, and the back of the skull kill method works really well against such dangerous prey. Now this is impressive no doubt, but dear heavens, this has led to a lot of people overhyping the jaguar's abilities. I have read a good amount of comment sections of people saying jaguars can kill adult male Nile crocodiles, and I was left astonished at each one. What? So, for the absolute drones mumbling to themselves, why isn't this possible? I mean, it kills crocodilians in its own habitat. Well, this is the thing. Those crocodilians rarely exceed 10 feet and 400 pounds, which again, don't get me wrong, still is impressive, but it's still ridiculous people can think it could bring down the second largest crocodile species in the world, or the largest species in the alligator family. The Black Caiman is the largest predator in the Amazon. The average bull male Black Caiman gets to around 12 to 13 feet in length and around 700 pounds. But larger specimens like this bruiser right here, who is at least 17 to 18 feet long and at least 1100 pounds. And there are reports of larger individuals that can get to more than 20 feet and 1900 pounds, like this one who is as long as this 19-foot long boat.
Another comes up alongside. The boat's about 7 meters long. The caiman is almost exactly the same length. We never saw him during the day.
But I have yet to find any documentation of this weight, so take it with a grain of salt. So these guys are regularly documented and clocked in at larger sizes, well at least in terms of length, than the average alligator, since in places such as Brazil and Peru especially, they regularly get to more than 14 feet in length, while it's not all that common to see an alligator of that size, since they are more rare. Well, I can't really say it's rare because I haven't been in the Everglades that much, only around 6 to 7 times, so I don't have that much experience. By the way, I'm not saying alligators don't get to 15 plus feet, I'm just saying it's more common to see Black Caiman at those lengths. Because on average, the Black Caiman are at least the more lengthy of the two. In terms of girth, it can be argued that the alligators are a bit more chunky. But regardless, the Black Caiman is listed as the largest member of the alligator family. Still, there's always going to be that person saying, well, I see 15-foot gators every day. No, you don't. You do not. Now, the species you see jaguars taking down are spectacled or Jaguar caiman, which on average gets around 9 feet and 350 pounds, which again still is impressive for a jaguar to take down. But this is almost 4 times smaller than large male Black Caiman. Now, there is one video online people go to prove their delusional claims that a jaguar can take down an adult large male Black Caiman, and it's this one. So let's analyze this video. We have a jaguar that appears to be taking on a Black Caiman, and it indeed appears to be an adult, you would say. Well, it's not, and I'll get into that in a bit. Basically, this black jaguar takes on what the video says is a Black Caiman that isn't small, and kills it in the video. Take a good look at the size of the caiman in this video. Now, take a look at the size of a true adult Black Caiman. The Black Caiman in this video isn't more than 10 feet long and not more than 400 pounds. But again, credit where credit is due, the jaguar still took it down head on instead of an ambush and won. And this is impressive because most of the time they set up an ambush. But now look at this. A jaguar taking down a large Jaguar caiman, which is about the same size as that subadult Black Caiman. Basically what I'm getting at is that it isn't out of the ordinary for jaguars to take down caiman of this size. Well, it certainly is uncommon for them to do it head on, and I'll admit that takes balls of steel. By the way, before recording this I had no idea, but apparently this scene is actually from an old documentary and it was a forced to fight, and the caiman isn't even at least 10 feet. It's a young, barely sub-adult Black Caiman that's around 2.5 meters, so that thing's barely pushing 300 pounds, if even that. So basically this documentary forces this young black caiman to fight an adult male jaguar. Also, someone pointed this out and I really had to look to notice it. The caiman's upper row of teeth appear to be missing just from the tip of the snout, so yeah, make of that what you will.
Cat versus crocodile, a battle out of the swamps of eternity. The cat has cleverness and guile on its side. The crocodile, brute strength and a killer's instinct.
But there is none, zilch, nada evidence I could find of a jaguar taking down an actual adult male black caiman. The closest thing I could find is an article from the 1900s saying a 12-foot long black caiman was ambushed and taken down by a jaguar. Which makes sense because it actually got an ambush in and the caiman was only around 12 feet long. But I have yet to find any sources saying a jaguar has taken down an actual large adult. I'll say this to comfort some of the feline fans. It would technically be possible for a jaguar to ambush a 13-footer and grab it behind the head and kill it. But that wouldn't make much sense because I'm sorry, I find it really hard to believe that after such an intense fight and the amount of lactic acid that has built up in the jaguar's muscles, it would be able to swim with an almost 700-pound object in its jaws. It would either have to let go and swim to the shore or risk drowning from exhaustion. Now this becomes even more ridiculous when we bring in the large aggressive males. Well, not really aggressive because like alligators, these guys are more chill compared to the other crocodilians. Well, at least from what I've seen. I have seen someone walk mere feet away from a 12-footer and the thing just backed up like 2 steps and continued basking like nothing happened. So it makes sense why these two are related. They kinda chill. Anyway, it is noted that jaguars tend to keep out of flooded areas with large black caiman, and for good reason.
In fact, researchers noted that large cats like cougars and jaguars will avoid areas with large caiman in them. A full-grown male black caiman is the top of the food chain in South America, only rivaled by Orinoco and American crocodiles. So make sure you put a little respect on my man's name.
No matter how strong you think you are, I don't think it's wise to swim in the same area with a 1,200-pound reptile in the water, at least from a self-preservation standpoint. So I'll play the scene out for you guys, and I'll put it somewhat in the jaguar's favor for the fans. Let's say a 1,000 plus caiman is on the bank and the jaguar ambushed it and grabbed it behind the head. Now this is what is going to happen. With how broad that animal's head is, the jaguar probably isn't going to get a firm grip. And even if it does, the caiman with its massive size advantage is basically going to drag it into the water and then at the bottom and perform a death roll, causing the jaguar to let go and then get absolutely violated. Next, the caiman could do a death roll right on the bank to get the cat off it, and with more than 1,000 pounds of scale and solid bone that are basically crushing you, you'd have no choice but to let go, as the reptile's weight crushes the cat. It's probably going to get crushed either way under the weight, and the caiman, whether it be predatory or a defensive response, is going to bite down on the jaguar's head or torso. And while the bite of the black caiman isn't that well studied, with it being closely related to American alligators, we can say the bite force is relatively similar, which means that cat's head is going to get absolutely crushed, or any other area the caiman bites. Also, on a side note, this has really nothing to do with the fight since felines still are going to be more intelligent than any crocodilian regardless. But I just wanted to give a fun fact I found out a while back about black caiman. So Cuban crocs along with black caiman are theorized to be among 2 of the smartest crocodilian species, but sadly this isn't really well studied. Adult black caiman that are not related have been shown to come to try and investigate the cause of distressed baby caiman played through a speaker. Now again, I'm not saying it's 100% the smartest because I think there are some crocodilians that are able to lure birds in. I'm just sharing some info that I found. But that pretty much wraps it up in this senseless debate. A 300-pound jaguar is not taking down a 1,400 plus pound black caiman, or even one that's 1,000 pounds. And it's certainly not taking down an adult Nile crocodile that can approach 2,200 pounds in weight for the absolute big cat glazers. I think the ridiculous argument stems from the fact that a lot of these clips or documentaries don't say what caiman species the jaguar is killing, so a lot of people think that there's only one species of caiman when there's actually more than 5. But yeah, that's just about it. Again, look at this, and look at this. The cat is not winning. Again, this, and this.